Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so today we are going to be reading Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, entitled The Most Confidential Knowledge, text number 29, 9.29. Samo aham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priya ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai dedeshu chapiyam. Samo aham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai dedeshu chapiyam. Samo aham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai dedeshu chapiyam.
Samoham sarvabhuteshu
Soham sarvabhuteshu
na me dveshosti na priya
na me dveshosti na priyaha
ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya
ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya
mai dedeshu cha priyaha.
mai dedeshu chapiyam.
Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshosti na priyaha ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya mai dedeshu chapyam. Samoham sarvabhuteshu
Soham sarvabhuteshu
namo devyo asti na
na me dveshosti na priyaha
ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya
ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya
mai
mai
dedeshu chapyam.
dedeshu chapiyam.
Samoham sarvabhuteshu
Samoham sarvabhuteshu
name dveshosti
na me dveshosti na priyaha
ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya
ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya
mai dedeshu chapyam.
mai dedeshu chapiyam. Samaha, equally disposed. Aham, I, sarvabhuteshu, to all living entities. Na, no one. Me, to me. Vaishya, hateful. Asti, is. Na, no. Priyaha, dear. Ye, those who. Bhajanti, render transcendental service. To, what? Ma, unto me. Bhaktya, in devotion. Mai, are in me. Te, such persons. Teshu, in them. Cha, also. Api, certainly. Aham, I. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Shri Prabhupada ki. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Please repeat after me. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. Please listen carefully to the purport. One may question here that if Krishna is equal to everyone and no one is his special friend, then why does he take a special interest in the devotees who are always engaged in his transcendental service? But this is not discrimination, it is natural. Any man in this material world may be very charitably disposed, yet he has a special interest in his own children. The Lord believes that every living entity, in whatever form, is his son. And so he provides everyone with a generous supply of the necessities of life. He is just like a cloud which pours rain all over, regardless of whether it falls on rock or land or water. But for his devotees, he gives special attention. Such devotees are mentioned here. They are always in Krishna consciousness, and therefore they are always transcendentally situated in Krishna. The very phrase Krishna consciousness suggests that those who are in such consciousness are living transcendentalists situated in him. The Lord says here distinctly, Maite, they are in me. Naturally, as a result, the Lord is also in them. This is reciprocal. This also explains the words, Ye yata mam prapadyante tam staiva bhajamiham. Whoever surrenders unto me, proportionately I take care of him. This transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. When a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time, the diamond is glorified. The Lord and the living entity eternally glitter, and when a living entity becomes inclined to the service of the Supreme Lord, he looks like gold. The Lord is a diamond, and so this combination is very nice. Living entities in a pure state are called devotees. The Supreme Lord becomes the devotee of his devotees. If a reciprocal relationship is not present between the devotee and the Lord, then there is no personalist philosophy. In the impersonal philosophy, there is no reciprocation between the Supreme and the living entity. But in the personalist philosophy, there is. The example is often given that the Lord is like a desire tree, and whatever one wants from this desire tree, the Lord supplies. But here the explanation is more complete. The Lord is here stated to be partial to the devotees. This is the manifestation of the Lord's special mercy to the devotees. The Lord's reciprocation should not be considered to be under the law of karma. It belongs to the transcendental situation in which the Lord and his devotees function. Devotional service to the Lord is not an activity of this material world. It is part of the spiritual world where eternity, bliss, and knowledge predominate. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jananjanashalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Priyam Dadati Swapadandikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Banda Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namasute Tapta Kachna Gaurami Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarunascha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare So in this verse, this is the cream of the Bhagavad Gita. The last few verses of the 9th chapter, they are the best of the best. And because they only focus on pure devotional service, from 9.26 till the end of the 9th chapter, these are the verses that really describe devotional service, pure devotional service. So this is one of those verses. So in this verse, it's a very interesting verse. So it's showing here that Krishna is impartial to everyone, but he's also partial to his devotees. So how do we understand that? So it is not a question of impartiality or partiality, but of reciprocity. Therefore, and with this reciprocity, there is the rise to the personalist conception. If there is no reciprocity, then there is no meaning of a personal God. You can only have reciprocal relationships with one another if that person is also a person. You cannot have a reciprocal relationship with a disabled or with a smile. We cannot have a reciprocal relationship. You can only have one with another person. So it is not a question of partiality or impartiality, it's a question of reciprocity. And that reciprocity gives rise to the personalist perception of God. So if Krishna was impersonal, then a loving Krishna would become a very abstract notion. Or an intellectual notion. It would be sustainable or emotionally tangible. It would be a frustrating experience because you cannot love something. You can only love someone. So in the purport, Prabhupada says that this transcendental reciprocation exists because both the Lord and the devotee are conscious. Conscious meaning that they are a person. And the example that Prabhupada gave is also very nice. He said that when a diamond is set in a golden ring, it looks very nice. The gold is glorified, and at the same time, the diamond is glorified. And so, what does this mean? That when there is a reciprocal relationship, and given the example of a gold ring and a diamond, the gold supplements the diamond ring, and the diamond supplements the gold. So in this way, the devotee is serving Krishna, but then also Krishna is serving his devotees. If you see most Bhagavad Gitas, the first cover page, you see Krishna being the chariot driver of Arjuna. He is serving Arjuna, he is serving his devotee. That's how Bhagavan has a reciprocal relationship with his devotees. Krishna becomes the devotee of his devotees. But now to fully understand this topic of reciprocity, we will think of a scale from 0% reciprocity to 100% reciprocity. And from going from 0 to 100, you need increasing pure devotional service. Then only will it increase in reciprocity. So, at the 0%, we have the first two lines of this shloka. It says that Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dvesho asti na priyaha. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone, and I am equal to all. This is the impersonal aspect of God. He does not interfere in anyone's life because he respects every single living entity's free will. And a person who does not reciprocate with God, then he is under the law of karma. And so he is not, that part is the impersonal aspect. It's like Bhagavan is the judge, or he acts like a judge. But then at 100% reciprocity, we have the Bhagavan aspect. So at 0% we have the impersonal aspect, and at 100% we have the Bhagavan aspect. And then we understand from a few verses back, in 9.22, that what happens when one is 100% in a reciprocal relationship with Krishna. So Krishna says this in 9.22. But those who always worship me, always meaning 100%, all the time, with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So Krishna is saying that if you're 100% reciprocal to me in your devotional service, 100% in your devotional service, then I will personally protect you. I will carry what you lack and I will preserve what you have. And so at that point, we are not under the laws of karma, but we are under Bhagwan's personal protection. And so this is where the last two lines of this verse come in. So he says that now we get it. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend in him. So it just goes to show that we need to go from 0% to 100%. As I say, that you take one step to Krishna, and Krishna will take 10 steps towards you. It is a reciprocal relationship. But now how do we understand this reciprocity in Krishna's dealings? So there are a few analogies that are given. The first analogy that was given is the analogy of rainfall. Krishna's mercy is like rainfall. Rain can come onto water, onto deserts, onto fertile land, or on infertile land. Like infertile land will be on mountains where nothing grows. Even though it's land, but nothing can grow there. So, rain is impartial in where it falls. It can fall on water, desert, fertile land, or infertile land. But crops will only grow in fertile land. So, if you cannot say that, oh, just because crops are growing in fertile land, but they're not growing in the ocean, that means that the rain is partial towards the fertile land and impartial towards the ocean. No. The rainfall does not discriminate. But the capacity to take the mercy of Krishna is dependent on the type of land or surface the rainfall falls upon. So, in devotional service, we are trying to make our hearts like the fertile land. And we do this by the process of chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So only when our heart is as fertile to take the rainfall of mercy of Krishna, then only we'll be able to relish the reciprocity of Krishna. The second example is that there is a teacher who is teaching students in a classroom. There might be over 50 students in one classroom, and the teacher is teaching the same subject matter to all 50 children. But then there will be some children who after the class will go to approach the teacher and say that, oh, I have this doubt, I'm quite inquisitive in this matter. And so the teacher will naturally give them special attention because they have come towards him to ask for more, to understand the subject matter more. So we have to be like the inquisitive students. We need to try and build on the mercy that we're getting from Krishna and see that we can create a loving relationship with him on that level. And then the last analogy that was given is that it's like a father who loves all his children. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, the 5th text, Krishna says that all living beings are but part of the Supreme. That means they are in me. So, every living entity is a part and parcel of Krishna. In other words, we are all his sons and daughters. But a father loves all his children, but he will love his children who show him special care, who give them acts of service towards the father in a loving relationship. he will give them more attention, but he will love all his children. But he will especially love those children who reciprocate with him in a loving way. So that's how we understand Krishna's reciprocity. Like he will love everyone, but he takes special attention or gives special attention to those devotees of him. Now a question may be asked as to why can Krishna deal with everyone equally? Yeah. Okay, we get it that he is impartial or he is partial, but why can't he just act with everyone in an equal manner? Now to answer that question, there is an example. If you are a parent of 2 kids or more of different ages, you will understand this very easily. So for example, there is a mother and there's 2 children. One is quite young, one is a bit older. And now the aim is that they're both in the kitchen. The young kid is eating and the older kid is preparing food, is learning to cook food. Now the mother will tell both the children not to spill food. So to the younger child, they said, do not spill your food from the plate when you're eating. And to the older one, they said, do not spill food from the utensil that you're cooking from. The message is the same, do not spill food. Now if the young child and the old child are both eating together and both of them do not spill food, the mother will encourage the young child, but she will not say anything to the old child because she said this is expected of you. So is that not impartial behavior by the mother? The mother is saying well done to the young child, but she is not saying well done to the older child. Yeah? So is this not impartial behavior? But actually it is equal behavior because they are different stages of their development in their consciousness. So that is why Krishna acts differently with different people based on their different consciousnesses. So you cannot say that this person is getting more or this person is getting less. If they are getting that sort of reciprocation based on their level of consciousness. So the mother's praise for the young child or the mother's ignorance or not saying anything to the older child technically might look impartial, but it is not. It might look partial, but it is not. It is impartial because she wants both her children to grow from their respective stages. And so what we understand is equality does not mean identity. Equality does not mean identity. And then another question raises is, so Krishna took the side of the Pandavas and not the Kaurava side in the Mahabharata war. So why was Krishna partial to the Pandavas? Well, Krishna is not actually partial. If we understood the Mahabharata, then we see that Krishna gave both Arjuna and Duryodhana the chance to pick him at the start of the battle. But only Arjuna picked Krishna, but Duryodhana wanted the Narayani Sena. So, if you understand the Mahabharata, then this question does not even arise. But if we go a bit deeper, then Krishna, what is Krishna's aim? What is Krishna's aim when he comes down onto this earth? His aim is to help everyone rise to spiritual consciousness. It is said in 4.7, Yada yada hi dharmasya jani bhavati bharata abhyatyanam adharmasya tadatnam shriyamam. So, there are 2 sides of it. There is the dharma side and the adharma side. So there are people who step forward and assist Krishna in completing his aim to create a society to cultivate spiritual consciousness. And the Pandavas were the best people for that. They were very religious, and if they are ruling, then they would create an atmosphere that is conducive for spiritual consciousness, for cultivating spiritual consciousness. But on the other side, we have people like Duryodhana, who are people who obstruct and subvert Krishna's purpose. So, we can understand as Arjuna being like the responsible son who is looking after the family inheritance. And Duryodhana being the irresponsible son who is wanting to squander the family inheritance in indulging in sense gratification. So, we can then understand that it was not Krishna who was on Arjuna's side, but in fact it was Arjuna who was on Krishna's side. It's a flip. It's not that Krishna is actually on Arjuna's side, but it is Arjuna who is on Krishna's side in fulfilling his mission. Every time he comes down to this earth, Yada. Krishna. So, Krishna's aim is So, Krishna's aim is to help everyone rise to spiritual consciousness. And so we can understand that the way Arjuna played his role was he devoted himself in alignment to Krishna's aim. And so that is why Krishna was partial with him and not with Duryodhana. So in conclusion, we understand that Krishna is impartially partial. What does that mean? So Krishna is impartial. Krishna's impartiality leaves the doors to partiality open for everyone. He is impartial. He does not discriminate as to who he gives his special mercy to. So this is understood in the 9th chapter, in the 26th verse. What does Krishna say in the 9th chapter, 26th verse? He says, Patram pushpan phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachanti tadaham bhakti uparhatam asnami prayatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. So this process is open to anyone and everyone. Everyone can get these 4 things from nature. Even the most poor out of the poorest, he will be able to get these 4 things. So Krishna has opened the door for everyone. It doesn't mean that, you need 1 crore shillings to be able to get access to Krishna. No, you just need these 4 things. And Krishna says, I will accept it. So everyone can perform devotional service. And the only qualification is, you have to do this out of love. You have to do this out of love. So, and this love can be revived by the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So now this is the link between this text and the next one. So in this text, Krishna says that this is the case of a devotee who is engaged in devotional service to me. But now what about the devotee who has fallen away? Does Krishna still reciprocate with the fallen devotee? That we will know in the next few classes. Any questions? Grantha Shrimad Bhagavad Gita ki.
So, as one question, the last question. Somebody is capable to give 1 crore rupees, but he gives only some pushpa, only flower, and some tulsi from garden. So he will accept.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's done out of love, he will.
Love, how will it come? You have 1 crore, you can give. But only giving the some flower and tulsi, the how love will come.
But Krishna's position, everything is equal. There is no need of the material position. He is accepting the love. Then how much love? Yeah.
So, if somebody is capable to give 1 crore, he can give the Raj Bhog, but he gives only the some